What's up, everybody? It's Monday, August 1st.
Meet the Peterson family. Our dad, the three Peterson brothers, and our families farm together in central Kansas. Our family farm started in 1882 and has been raising cattle and crops ever since. Please subscribe to this channel and give us a like and a comment if you enjoy the video.
I can't believe it's August already. It felt like it really snuck up on us there. Finishing the last field of double crop soybeans, doing the posts. I did about half this field a couple of weeks ago, like 10 days ago. These double crop soybeans, these double crop soybeans are looking really nice. We've got an irrigation pivot on this field that pumps out of the reservoir by the farm there. It's nice driving over some green irrigated crops instead of the struggling crops that are on our dry land. We are still, as of August 1st, waiting on a rain since July 2nd. We had one little, it was less than a quarter inch, but I don't know. We're getting into crunch time now. August rains are what makes good soybeans here in this part of the world, and we haven't had any rain until now, and the 2-week forecast is pretty bleak. So we'll just keep keeping on, hoping for the best. But for now, it's nice to look at our irrigated crops. Nathan is moving the pivot out of the way for me. I don't know if you can see him over there. I kind of sprayed up to it. He's going to move it over so I can spray under it. Got our TopCon system up here, monitor with the GPS and auto steer, and the Capstan Ag nozzle control system. You can see it pulsing back here, making sure we have constant pressure and perfect application. And then we got the NORAC boom control, keeping everything at the right height. Thankfully, this is a nice, pretty flat, square field that I'm working on. So the auto boom height control and the nozzle control system aren't quite as efficient as they would be on a oddly shaped field or a field where you're going over lots of terraces and having to slow down. But they are still helping us with cost savings for chemical and fuel and time. And so those are very valuable systems on our sprayer. So you're probably wondering what we are spraying today. We're spraying Enlist and Roundup on these soybeans. So these soybeans are tolerant to both glyphosate, which is Roundup, and Enlist. And so Enlist is like 2,4-D, and so we can kill grass and broadleaf in these soybeans. This is a really thin spot here, but a lot of times people ask, you know, is it safe to spray herbicide on top of a growing crop? And we've actually written a blog about that I'll try to put in the description or caption of this video. But the short answer is yes. This is early on in the soybeans life. It's the same thing with corn, any other GMO crop. When you spray this small amount of chemical on the plant, and it's a herbicide, it's not an insecticide, it's not damaging to humans like a herbicide is the least toxic chemical that we spray. And when you spray it at such a small percentage of your mix, you know, there's not that much chemical going out here. And these plants, there's a protein in the plant that is changed to make it tolerant to the chemical, and the weeds don't have that protein. And so when the chemical hits the weeds, their ability to grow is stopped and they die. And so that's kind of how the chemical works. At the rate we are using, and at this stage in the growing season, there is no danger to the animals that eventually eat the soybeans or to the humans that eventually use the products that come from soybeans or eat something with soybeans in it. This has been studied for many years. GMOs have been around for almost 30 years, and we've done a blog on them, we've done a video on them. Here you guys can see where we watered. This is the pivot corner, so cuts off about right here. And these on the left, maybe hard to tell in the video, but that looks a lot greener than over here where it did not get water. And this is what all of our dryland beans look like. They're starting to look like they're struggling a little bit, and they're definitely not as tall and thick as the irrigated over there. So need to rain. So I got my second load loaded here, and I'm gonna finish this field and then head to one more, and that'll be my morning. Another ingredient we used in the mix was this shock surfactant that replaces AMS. It's like a liquid replacement for AMS, and we've seen really good weed kills on this so far, and it helps balance your pH and quite a few other things. And so definitely recommend shock from Pro Green Ag.
Sometimes I get tired of all the moves in May and June, but come August, it's really nice to see the benefits of rotational grazing to move them onto something that looks like that. Pretty good grass right in front of them. Last time we grazed stalks on this field, we were grazing corn stalks, and I think either 19 or 20. And this bank was actually the water source through the winter. It pretty much ran all winter. We chopped ice on it a couple times. We had a pond on the pasture side we could also let them into, but this lasted all winter. This year we're gonna have to, for summer grazing, an annual, we're going to have to open them up into the pasture because this area is dry. It's nice when you have water next to crop ground. Really opens up the options to graze it, but it's not always predictable, so especially that small of a stream. Okay, so this is one of the fields we have a warm season annual planted in for grazing. So this is a mix. We got radishes and turnips mixed in here. And we have millet, pearl millet, and dwarf sorghum Sudan grass. So we chose a shorter variety so we'll be able to spot the calves so they won't get lost in it as easily. And a little bit different mix than last year, a little less species, but we're hoping for a really good effect on that and really good amount of days grazing. So this is where the fall pears will be after they calve. The other variety, well, the other thing that we didn't even have to plant will be some volunteer wheat gets mixed in there. It sprouts after we plant the cover crop. We sprayed this once after wheat harvest, then drilled it. So there'll be a lot of green out here for them to eat. Okay, so we just had this group of cattle out on weeds. There were some steers and heifers from the first group we bought in June. So now we got heifers over there, steers here. They're gonna go back to a big pen and not be on weeds anymore. The weeds are pretty much gone on the pond dam. Dad's counting them there. And those heifers are going to probably be put with these heifers in a bigger pen. All right, it's silo filling time. On the third load now. All right, mom's all done. Dumping, I'm gonna push it up. We are rolling. Oh, come on, Dad, don't spill in front of the camera. Okay, so kind of as opening day, it's just me, my mom, and my dad. So we're dumping 3 trucks at once. So mine's dumped. And then mom's dumping right now. And Dad's up there dumping. Alright, driving alongside the cutter now. Corn's feeding in well. Standing up pretty well, but those bottom rings are drying up, and they're going to start blowing away if we don't get to it when it's about this % moisture. It's pretty good for just a little bit in the afternoon. Heading home for chores. Yeah, we are going to do some side-by-side dumping here. I was backed in here first, but I'm pretty sure Dad's going to be dumping out of here before I'm done because mine is the slowest truck hoist and his is the fastest. I think if we were competing in synchronized dumping, you know, like synchronized diving, I think we'd lose. We're not very in sync. And that's why we like those straight trucks. They get the job done quick. That sweep wheel turning. See if we can fill 2 semi-loads of this and then roll the rest. Okay, you can see we're going to fill this truck with corn. And that truck's already full of corn from last night. That's silage. This is the corn out of the 2-steel grain bin. So cattle can eat a lot of corn, but since we're a backgrounding yard and we're not doing a finishing ration, we can actually grow more corn than what our cattle can eat. So that's why we fill up that bin with 20,000 bushel of corn, and what the cattle don't eat, we kind of gradually haul in through the year. And now we're trying to get it empty so we can record another song in there for you guys before we fill it back up this fall, probably in September. We've made a little bit of progress. Okay, it's full, so I'm going to tarp it up here and park it by the driveway, and I'll decide if I'm going to leave now or in an hour or so, but I want to be back well before lunchtime. Okay, so I pulled up behind the roller mill. Corn goes up the leg and I think it's cracked, rolled, or whatever you want to call it, and then falls back down. Okay, here I am at the feedlot. I'm in line next to dump here. They got their roller mill going, and I'm happy for the price we got, and hopefully it all goes smoothly. I got one more truckload to go. Okay, so it's not as fast as the elevator, but I'm moving corn. I can open it up a little bit more. I think the fit's keeping up. There's the corn flowing out. Corn flows out and the money flows in.
Oh wow, double stroller action. All right, we are at Minnesota Farm Fest here in Redwood Falls, Minnesota, or near Redwood Falls, Minnesota. We got a performance at 2 o'clock today, but for now we're checking out the show. Brookanna.
I forgot my hat, so shout out to Keltgen Wheels for giving me a hat.
Nice.
First booth we saw with hats.
Brookanna and Riley and Brighton and Hindley are gonna go do their own thing for now. We're gonna go look at some farm equipment. Got some old school stuff along with the new school stuff. Don't mind if I do. Oh yeah.
fields on a late night. Got that Kansas sunset and my favorite pet, planting soybeans and the corn too. Graze till they can't no more. Stop. Wait a minute. Video's playing. Put some dinner in it. Take a bite. Stop and think. Farmers make your food and drink. From West Coast to East Coast, down the Mississippi. Worldwide, we're gonna show how to make your food like a fresh jar skippy. Farmers feed the world. 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 Farmers feed the world.
All right, so that was our day at the Minnesota Farm Fest here in Redwood Falls, Minnesota. We're gonna go see some other things around, but it was fun. It was fun. We had a good crowd, good turnout, and some money got raised for 4-H there. If you saw, there was those hay bales that they auctioned off, raised some money for the 4-H club, so that was cool. And so we're thankful to Steph's group for sponsoring that, and to the Minnesota Farm Fest for bringing us here. It was a fun day, especially when the wives and the kids got to come. Woo!
Have fun. Yeah, you ready to go back?
You having fun? Brighton. You having fun? Whoa. Are you capturing the air? You flying the airplane?
Fasten your seatbelts, lower your tray table and your items, and assure armrest on the resting position. In addition, please lower your headrest.
Are you checking yourself out, Henley? Oh.
Yeah, show right and all the cool things.
Hi.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Check out our music videos linked in the description. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, and explore our website, www.petersonfarmbrothers.com. See you guys next time.